Do you have a business plan in place or alternative sources of financing if your law firm experiences a decline in revenue? The COVID pandemic has been an unfortunate reminder of the need to plan for the unexpected. I'm Christopher Shattuck, the State Bar of Wisconsin's Law Practice Assistance Manager, and today I'm joined by Courtney Searles, Senior Vice President and Private Banking Regional Manager for Johnson Financial Group. Courtney, thank you for joining us today.
Chris, thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. So, Courtney, many lawyers in Wisconsin are solo practitioners and are also responsible for running their businesses. How much reserve funds should businesses have on hand?
So this may actually depend on the practice area. For example, contingency work may require more reserves than a family practice firm. However, it's generally advisable to have at least 3 or ideally 6 months of reserves on hand. Additionally, having a line of credit in place in advance of when it is needed is very critical. In a downturn, it can be very difficult to access funds when needed most.
Thank you. And I guess that's kind of where my next question is going to lead us. In these uncertain and difficult financial times, many businesses will either seek short-term or long-term loans. When should businesses get their loan funding in place? When things are going really well, or when things are starting to decline?
That's a great question. Definitely the most optimal time to establish a lending relationship is when business is going very well and the access to credit may not be needed. Financial institutions underwrite or assess a borrower's creditworthiness based on various ratios. So being in a strong financial position will generally increase the bank's comfort level. A prudent business, whether it's a large firm or a solo firm, will have a contingency plan in place, which includes access to funds when needed. In a downturn economy, for example, banks may actually tighten their credit policy, which means it could make it more challenging for even a very successful firm to obtain credit. Alternatively, when a practice experiences hardship, it may not meet parameters necessary to prove creditworthiness to a bank.
All right. And then I guess what types of loans are available to law firms of all sizes?
Many options, just a few examples: lines of credit. So this is generally for cash flow needs to help smooth the collection and management of billings and payments, as well as to weather cash shortfalls. There's also term loans. So term loans are generally for various tangible purchases. So buildings, leasehold improvements, technology, and equipment. Also, partnership loans are very popular for legal firms. These help to facilitate partner buy-ins to generally larger firms or partnerships. And overall, a well-established business banking partner will assist in identifying the best solution to meet whatever the needs of the firm are.
So it really sounds like lawyers or law firms should have some sort of business plan in place that takes into account their cyclical revenue cycles, plan for unexpected events. These would be items you would expect to be found in a business plan. So I guess my next question is, what are the key components of a business plan for a law firm?
Great question as well. So some key components that should be included in any business plan: what are your strategic objectives, resource utilization, implementation, marketing, and most importantly, perhaps, is financial management. You'll also want to include specific details such as what is your mission and why? What makes you different from your competitors? Does your firm have a niche that it operates in? What expenses would you be able to cut during uncertain times? And how much cash would you need to stay in operation for 6 months? Now, this is not something you need to create, on the fly. There are many resources available to assist with the creation of a business plan, as well as templates. Through the SBA, which is the Small Business Administration, through WIBIC, which is Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation, and SCORE is another resource. And these are all available online.
Excellent. And how does having a business plan in place bring value to a firm and allow it to account for uncertain financial times?
So, a firm's business plan should really operate as the backbone of the business, and it serves as a roadmap for success. In uncertain times, it's really the doctrine that can help to provide sound advice and strategy. Alternatively, in prosperous times or periods of growth, it can also help to guide the firm to maintain a clear path. The plan should be reviewed annually and adjusted as circumstances change. And in addition to a well prepared plan, it's critical to build a team of trusted advisors to help guide your business. Whether you're establishing a firm, considering expansion, or perhaps a transition plan, building partnerships with a knowledgeable banker, accountant, insurance agent, and financial advisor will help you reach your goals faster and optimize your resources.
Yeah, it sounds like having that team in place can really help out. So, are you suggesting then and recommending that in addition to a standard a business plan and other types of financing options that lawyers explore other types of coverages or practices as well?
Absolutely. Here at Johnson Financial Group, we recommend our clients have additional protections in place outside of a business plan and loan options. So we provide services such as business insurance. So taking a look at your property, data, liability, and workers' comp coverage, having those in place is critical. Also, general financial and business practice management, which includes items in place for fraud prevention, having dual control over your bank accounts, technology, regular reviews of services and statements just to ensure that you are well positioned and that there weren't any mistakes or things that came through that you need to address. As well as retirement planning and savings. What does your future look like? And are you setting items and finances aside to account for that? So we definitely highly encourage each practice to review these areas and tap your experts for assistance to help make your business as successful as possible.
Well, that sounds like great advice, Courtney. I want to thank you for joining us today and sharing your time with us and sharing your knowledge. Again, this is Courtney from the Johnson Financial Group, where she is the Senior Vice President and Private Banking Regional Manager. Thanks again, Courtney.
Thank you, Chris.